We're just going to give it one more minute, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Well, Caitlin, what do you think? Should we go ahead and get started?
Sure. Or, well, what do you think? Should we go ahead and get started?
Well, oh, we have one more person in the waiting room. Let's
Oh,
get that
there we
person
go.
in.
It was worth the wait.
Yeah, it was. Goodness. So glad we waited.
All right. Well, thank you everyone so much for joining. We really appreciate it. My name is Caitlin Owens, and I am here as a member of the Iowa Developmental Disabilities Council. I am on the council representing the University Center for Excellence in Developmental Disabilities. I don't know, Brooke, do you want to introduce yourself too, or?
Sure. I'm Brooke Lovelace. For those who don't know, and I'm executive director of the Iowa Developmental Disabilities Council.
Um, up on the screen here, it is a QR code. If you want to actually pull up the plan to follow along, I'll stick the link in the chat as well. The link will take you to just kind of we'll have slides with like an overview of the plan goals, but this will give you just a little bit more detail. Um, so yeah, let's see. Next, we've got just a few kind of housekeeping things. If you don't mind keeping your microphone muted while other people are speaking. If you have questions or comments, you're welcome to unmute, but you can also send them using the chat function. When you do want to speak, please use the raise hand function. If you can find it on down on the kind of in the menu bar at the bottom of the screen. Um, and you can access closed captioning also at the bottom of your screen if you need. And the ASL interpreter should be pinned at the top of the Zoom screen. So, and if you need any assistance with tech or accessibility or anything, feel free to chat and one of us can hopefully help.
Thanks for getting us started, Caitlin. So I'm just going to run through a little bit about how we got here today, because planning for our state plan for the next 5 years, it is kind of a process. So we did, just to start off in the beginning, we formed a state plan committee. And I think, I'm not sure, Caitlin, did you mention that you were part of that state plan committee too?
Nope, I
That,
forgot.
yeah. So Caitlin was part of our state plan committee. That group met 6 times this past, really, it was a year and a half, to give input and guide the whole planning process from start to finish. And then last year in our January and March council meetings, we had our representatives from our state agencies, which include vocational rehabilitation, the Department of Ed, the Department of Aging within HHS, the Medicaid department, Caitlin's group at the USAID, Disability Rights Iowa, and the Title V programs. Those are our state representative council members that are on our council. They all gave presentations and provided input into what they thought the council should work on regarding priorities. And then last spring, hopefully those that are attending today filled out our survey that we sent out to our network to kind of gauge what the top priorities were and the needs that folks had that the council thought that they should work on. We did receive 368 responses to that survey. We also had a virtual community conversation, very similar to what we're doing today, that took place in May. Each of our council members also filled out a survey to provide their input to what they think they wanted our council to work on, and that was kind of kept separate from the general population. And then we worked with a planning expert to kind of help gather all of that information that we've obtained up to that point and organize it and kind of synthesize it for us. And then our council member had a planning retreat to kind of go through all of that. And from there, a state plan executive summary was developed based on all of that input. And then throughout the summer and the fall, the state plan committee met and drafted goals and objectives, and those were shared at our November council meeting. Council members then through that time suggested revisions and additions, and then a draft plan was approved at our March meeting. And then that was when we were able to put it out for public comment. So this is our listening session today is our last one. But that's the whole process that we do to try and get public comment so people can provide feedback to our plan. And so with that, I think I'm turning it over to Caitlin to run through our first goal. But if you did scan that QR code, you can also see some of our activities that we're proposing to do under each of our objectives. Those don't need to be voted on at this time. They're just to give people kind of an idea about what we mean when we're saying those objectives, to give you kind of an idea about what some of the action we actually do. Caitlin, back to you.
All right. So, goal 1 here is focused on leadership and advocacy. So the goal, as drafted, is by 2031, the council will increase opportunities for people with developmental disabilities and their families to improve their knowledge, skills, and active participation in advocacy efforts to drive positive change. Objective 1.1 is each year we will support more Iowans with developmental disabilities as well as a variety of other disabilities and their family members to strengthen leadership and self-advocacy skills. So I don't know if it's helpful, but some of the kind of action plan under that one are continue to host the Make Your Mark conference, do some advocacy trainings, train council members in developing storytelling and outreach skills, partner with other DD network organizations to host voter trainings, are some examples of the action plan there. Objective 1.2 is support organizations and grassroots advocacy groups led by people with disabilities and expand opportunities for people with developmental disabilities to lead, mentor, and strengthen their communities. Some examples there are continued support for the allies in advocacy and other grassroots organizations. Continue to help grow the allies in advocacy, and assist them with sustainability, develop a toolkit for grassroots self-advocate groups, mentorship opportunities, etc. And then activity or objective 1.3 is provide opportunities for individuals with disabilities who are subject matter experts to be compensated for their collaboration and leadership on key projects that advance systems change. Some of the actions under this one are provide payment for Make Your Mark self-advocacy conference speakers with lived experience, offer stipends or contracts to individuals with disabilities who provide training, technical assistance, or consultation, and include individuals with disabilities as co-presenters at conferences, legislative events, and other public events with compensation for both preparation and delivery. Back to you, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I got to go over the long ones. Our systems change goal is a little bit longer. We have a lot of activities planned under here, but our goal number 2 is to empower communities through systems change. So by 2031, self and family advocates will advocate to strengthen policies and practices and disability community supports to ensure people with developmental disabilities have the support they need to live healthy, thriving lives. So our first objective under here is that through the DD Council resources, our training, events, people with developmental disabilities, their families, providers, advocates, and all of their disability stakeholders can strengthen their engagement with policymakers on issues and legislation that matters to them. So some of the activities you'll see under here is our weekly emails that go out right now during session, our capital chats, our policy briefs that we do, and then our ever popular guide to legislators that come out every year. Our second objective under goal 2 is the council will actively engage and listen to people with developmental disabilities and their families to ensure councils can inform and educate policymakers each year on at least 3 key policy issues and proposals that will align with the the council's mission and DD and the DD Act. So some of the activities you'll hear here is our capital advocacy days that we do during session, where we bring groups of folks up to the Capitol to visit with their legislators, and we provide a training. We do a legislative reception that would fit under here, offering listening sessions, and then also doing focus group and town halls. Our third objective under here, under the same goal, is that we will support youth and developmental disabilities as they transition to adulthood along with their families by providing the tools and supports they need to succeed and thrive. So one of the activities under here that you would see is our Youth Leadership Academy that we do every year with our partners, including the USAID, along with some of the other trainings that we do for our youth that through Make Your Mark, through some of those other things, but primarily that's our Youth Leadership Academy that we do. And then we also are looking to do some fact sheets for family members to provide there some resources too. So I should mention that some of the things that we're going to continue doing that people like that the council do, but then we're also going to add some new activities as well too, to get to some of the needs that folks have in our communities. So our objective number 2.4 under here is that we will collaborate annually and as needed with partners across the DD network, state agencies to respond to natural and man-made disasters and public health issues that affect people with developmental disabilities and their families. So this is somewhat of a new thing for our council to work on, but it's something that we feel is needed, is for folks with disabilities to be able to prepare for disasters and have the information that they need to know how to handle that. So we're going to be doing a little bit more activities in this than what we've previously done in the past, and partner with the USAID on this one too as well. 2.5, through training, policy change, technical assistance, and resources, the DD Council will support and collaborate with the DD Network, state agencies, community programs, and other organizations to increase employment opportunities. So this has been something that the council's worked on for a while, with our VR partners and other folks, to try and increase employment opportunities and provide education around that on what that will look like. Objective 2.6, thanks for hanging in here. I know there's a lot of objectives under this one. People with developmental disabilities and their families will expand their knowledge, tools, and confidence to advocate for quality, accessible healthcare and engage in healthy behaviors through training, peer support, and learning opportunities. So this is a project that we started on with our partners, the USAID included, was to do some peer training around health. We did this 2 years ago, and it's something that we want to expand on. So be on the lookout for some more activities around that. And then finally, our last objective is that the DD Council will work each year with DD Network partners, other state agencies to protect disability rights, promote supportive decision-making, and strengthen policies and practices that support adults with disabilities and their families, including people as their age. And we have been currently working under a grant that helps us with some of those activities now. And we're actually launching a pilot project for supportive decision-making this summer. So we'll be continuing doing some of that work. So those are just some of the actions that we're doing under there. So I know that's a lot of information to go through in a quick amount of time, or a short amount of time, but it's now your guys' time to talk to us and answer some of our questions. And Caitlin's going to lead us through that. If I not hand it, oops.
Totally.
Yep.
So we just have here on the screen some examples of, kind of the discussion questions we'll go through. And yeah, and then yeah, if there's any comments you have that don't fit into any of these buckets, feel free to add that as well. But so kind of starting out, any questions or comments on goal 1, leadership and advocacy? I'll give it like a little bit of time for each question so people can think all right. Any questions or comments for goal number 2, empowering communities through systems change?
I can't see the chat right now. Caitlin, I don't know if anybody's.
I can see it. Yeah.
Okay, great.
And then just kind of now, sort of more generally, any comments on what you like about the plan? Oh, go ahead, Mary.
Sorry, I was having a hard time lowering my hand. I just wanted to say I appreciated that you included and families in most of them because using my own family as an example, most of the initiatives my children could not participate in without family support. So I appreciate that that was acknowledged and included.
Absolutely. Thank you. Any other comments or questions are absolutely welcome. Any feedback on things that you don't like about the plan?
There's
And our
nothing I
feelings
don't,
won't be hurt.
oh, sorry.
I was
I
gonna
was
say
going to
our
say,
feelings won't be hurt.
Yes, yes.
there's nothing I don't like about it. I wish that it could be more inclusive, but I don't necessarily have an answer on how to do that. So you can do with that what you want. I know
Sure.
it's not very helpful suggestion, but
No, that's okay.
just
Any kind of like even just spitballing, I mean, kind of thoughts on that?
it's it's just challenging, especially people who have like higher acuity behavioral presentations. It's just difficult to participate in a lot of the initiatives, even though it would benefit them. And it kind of relates to number five, who else to partner with. Like maybe there are different organizations or agencies that would have better answers on how to do that. Um, like I said, I unfortunately do not, so I'm not very helpful in that regard, but just wanted to point out that there is a subgroup of people with disabilities that are often not included in a lot of initiatives because of their level of disability.
I appreciate you bringing that to our attention. And we do hear about that too. That um, so and I guess like this isn't just like a one time, say it now or forever hold your peace. So, as you're thinking about this, Mary, if something comes along down the line, this is a 5-year plan and we're always going to be changing it. So if there's, things that you think of after us meeting today, let us know. Because that I would agree with you. That's an area that we struggle with.
Absolutely. Um, yeah, any other feedback for question number 4? Suggestions for how to strengthen the plan or things you didn't like? Okay. And yeah, like Brooke said, feel free if you think of something later, you can email it, you can put it in the chat, you can um so yeah, moving on to 5. Any thoughts on who else we should partner with to help achieve the plan? Um, any thoughts on how we can develop better relationships with people or organizations in the community who may not know about us?
I think you guys are doing an amazing job with outreach, especially this legislative session.
Yeah, I think they've done a great job of that as well. Any other general suggestions for the DD Council or just kind of general thoughts that maybe didn't get captured in any of the discussion questions above? All right.
Well,
Well,
and
oh,
and again, you guys can
yeah,
send us, yeah, we've got some other ways for you to communicate with us. So if you want to email us, or if you haven't already done our public comment and provided public comment, then feel free to also do that as well.
yeah, that's an
Call us.
opportunity to kind of comb through it a little more and think about it. Put that link in the chat too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Great.
we appreciate you guys joining us at the end of the day.
Yes, thank you so much.
Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, take care, everyone.
Thanks, Caitlin, for facilitating.
Yes, no
And thanks,
problem.
Carrie, for being our ESL interpreter.
Yes.
Bye, everyone.